What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today I have a really good video for you guys. I am going to talk a little bit about the average Social Security benefit, and we're going to look at every state, so all 50 states. And then also I'm going to give you guys an update when it comes to when that COLA increase should show up in your accounts. And so that's what we're going to talk about in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so first off, let's talk a little bit about the calendar. So we are in December, and we will see the first increase. That first COLA increase will be December 29th. That will be for people receiving SSI, okay? So just making sure you guys know that. And then after that, it's going to be a regular schedule in January. That's when you'll see that increase. So everyone else will be in January. SSI beneficiaries will receive that increase on December 29th. If you guys have any other questions, let me know down below, and we'll talk a little bit about it more in a future video if you want to do that, or maybe I'll just answer questions in the comments. But that check will be coming out December 29th. However, understand this. You received a check already December 1st. You're going to receive, and I'm talking specifically about SSI, you're going to receive another check on December 29th. That check on December 29th is your January check. So you're not going to receive a check in January. So hopefully that's clear. I know you might hear double checks coming out in December and things like that. You're not receiving an extra check. That December 29th check is for January. So just make sure you don't plan and think, oh, I'm going to get another check in January. That's not what's going to happen. Okay, so I want to show you guys this. I thought this was really interesting. So they go by state, and they're pulling the average Social Security benefit by state. Okay. Now understand, each state is going to be different, and the reason for that is because they're basing the calculations on your work history, your lifetime income, and claiming age. So in some states, people might on average claim a little earlier than other states. In some states, you might receive more in compensation because let's say if you're in California, you might receive a little bit more in compensation. If you're in New York, you receive a little bit more in compensation than someone in, let's say, Arkansas or Mississippi. And so because of that, your Social Security benefit is going, on average, is going to be higher. And then, like I said, they have all the factors they talked about, your work history and all that. So you have to look at that, and that's why some of these numbers are different. It's not just across the board the same, no matter what state you're in. So let's go ahead. I want to take a look at some of these. I thought they were interesting. Some of them kind of shocked me because when it comes to, I just talked about California, and we'll just skip down to California, $1,787.44. That's the average. Now, as I stated, in California, most people are receiving their compensations a little bit higher because the cost of living and everything else is a little bit higher in California. But you also have to look at, when are they collecting? Are they collecting much earlier? Because the cost of living is so expensive, you might have people collecting their Social Security at 62 and not waiting until 67, or waiting for the plus-ups at 70. So that could play a factor too. So let's start from the top here. Alabama. So Alabama, $1,781. Now, like I said, I just compared that. If you compare that to California, it's not much different. Alaska, $1,758. Arizona, $1,867. Arkansas, $1,718. You see, very, very close when it comes to all of these states, including California. Colorado, $1,869. Connecticut, $2,020. Connecticut is really, really high. Delaware, $1,988. District of Columbia, $1,821. Florida, $1,814. Very interesting. Florida is pretty low as well, and you have a lot of retirees in Florida. So it could have a lot to do with when they're asking for retirement. If they're getting it at 62, then that could have a lot to do with it as well. Georgia, 1,783. Hawaii, 1,824. Idaho, 1,800. Illinois, 1854, Indiana, 1886, Iowa, 1839. Okay, so I don't want to go over every state, so I do want to look at some of the states that are pretty high. So let's focus on some of those. So if we're looking at, and I want to see some of the ones that are in the 2000s, because that's, so New Jersey here is 2020, and that was it. So New Jersey, so we had in the 2000s on average, New Jersey and Connecticut, and that's it. And the rest we see some higher ones. Maryland is 1960, Massachusetts is 1910, Michigan is 1917, Minnesota is 1924. So you do have a few that are in the 1900s on average. Now understand this too, New Hampshire, 1944. Now these numbers that we're looking at, Washington, 1933, these numbers will go up. So they're going to increase with the COLA increase. And so if they do this same study next year, the numbers are going to be a little bit higher. And so I just thought it was interesting just looking at the averages by states. And it was pretty shocking. Like I said, California I thought would be a little bit higher. Even New York I thought would be higher. I thought some of these states where you are getting more compensation, that average would be there. But then you also have to look at how long people are working. So if they're not working for 40 years, or they're only working for 30 years, or I say only 30 years is a long time, but you guys get what I'm saying. If people are working longer periods, then that's going to change things as well. And then also, are there pensions available in some of these states? If they're readily available, or you have a lot of people working for the government, like in California, you have a lot of people working for the government. The California government itself is large. So you have county government, city government, as well as a state government. If you have a lot of people working for the government collecting a pension, then they're not receiving Social Security, so that's going to skew the numbers as well. And so like I said, I thought it was very interesting to look at it by states. I want to know what you guys think about this. And if you're, whatever state that you're in, do you think those numbers look right when it comes to the average? Now, remember, this is the average. This is not this is not the highest level or the lowest level. They're just averaging out everything. And of course, people who are receiving that maximum benefit, if you have more people receiving that maximum benefit, then that'll skew the numbers as well. And then another thing I just thought about too, when it comes to places like California, we know that a lot of people are leaving California, and a lot of people when they retire, I won't say a lot, but some people when they retire, they actually go to a place where it's cheaper. And the main reason for that, if you're in California, let's say you own a house, and that house is worth a lot of money, you can actually retire, move somewhere else. So sell your house, retire, move somewhere else, and pay for that house cash and still have money in the bank. And so that might be what skews the numbers too. You have people that are leaving certain areas and they're moving to other areas. But then again, Florida, I don't know. Like I said, when it comes down to it, I didn't do the calculations, and I do have some questions about certain things because just like I said, Florida, you have a lot of people that are moving to Florida and retiring. So there are a lot of different things that are playing a role, but I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.